into the second game of the series, where I'm going to make sure there is no action first. Yeah, it looks like we're going to be okay. Avery, you're a drummer. How would you rate Jenkins' performance?
-8.
Okay. Oh, that's rough.
He's awful.
Truly terrible.
Truly terrifying.
You should have taken his spot. That's what I was telling.
I hope I never have to listen to him again in my life. On the panel. The drumming is another problem, but...
well, you're going to have to... You're going to be here tomorrow. The day after that, and the day after that, and the day after that, the day after that.
We're trying to do something I enjoy.
Dota is suffering.
I'll be honest.
Shouldn't you know that, Avery?
I don't even know what's going on in this game because Jenkins just got into my brain with that. Yeah, why don't you tell me, Cap? What's your analysis of these two drafts here?
Slark, Storm Spirit, Tidehunter. That's, I think, a good trio. It's going to win the game, and 9 Pandas got to go home. That's
literally what Winner said.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you do. You just repeat whatever the analysts say.
That's pretty smart.
And then once the game actually develops, then you can talk about why the analysts were wrong or right. You know?
This does seem like a pretty decent Tidehunter game for Jabs. Not a... I mean, there's some lockdown for Makoto, but it doesn't feel like hard lockdown. Like maybe you get a Sinister's Gaze, maybe you get a Chains on him, but it's also a lot he can fight through. And the single target burst for 9 Pandas, pretty much based on how good of a game the Techies and the Beast have in the offlane, I feel like. So maybe this game just comes down to which offlaner gets bigger faster and can bring their team online and fight through with the auras. Handle the Overlord for the Beast and probably Pipe for Jabs at some point with a Blink Dagger.
You think he's going to go the Meteor Hammer build? If he's free farming enough?
Forgot about that build.
Yeah.
Maybe? Though it's not that good versus Morph. Morph can kind of just sit there, right-click you back, and tank the hammers even.
True.
He also always has a guaranteed interrupt for the hammer with the strength adaptive that he doesn't have to use on anything else. I don't think I want to see the hammer this game. I think he's not going to have that great a lane. Maybe just casual ring into Pipe later with some phase boots or some arcanes. That sounds pretty good to me. I think he just has to get the auras up, which Jabs never likes to do, which means he'll probably go like Blade Mail here.
Sounds great.
Yeah, I know you're a big Blade Mail fan.
Maybe he'll go an Aghanim Scepter.
Ooh, we have not seen that on Tide in a lot of these games. I wonder where it went. I still think it's pretty decent. This is probably not the Ags Tide game, but I think it's some of the other ones where you have other minus armor strategies. It's still viable. And Makoto is already off and destroying Kiyotaka in that mid lane.
Yeah, this is really bad because Makoto already had so much... I mean, he had such a great game one. I feel like I would want to be shutting him down very early on in this game too, but this is just simply not a matchup he's going to be able to do that in. Storm Spirits is going to bully the hell out of Kiyotaka's Ember Spirit, 15-4, and that for me is where the difference really comes in. Like, I think the Beastmaster Techies are going to do probably really well and should be able to win their lane. But is this Ember Spirit going to have a game, period? If the Storm Spirit shuts it down early, and then you get an Aghanim Scepter at some point on a Slark, you've got the Purge to worry about. That one's actually pretty debilitating for Ember Spirit as well.
It's a very tough Ember game. And probably a good thing to do here is we've seen Ember popping off in a lot of the recent Ember games.
Yeah.
He's getting picked up very early and very blind. So you kind of have to make his game hard. You can't let these early Ember picks just get away with what they're getting away with. And Talon definitely have answers to him here, as Makoto does job number 1, which is make his laning phase a nightmare.
Oh, he's really gunning for it. Jeez.
The damage to Kiyotaka here. Owning him in the CS department, flat up almost tripling him up here. This is just ridiculous.
He is pushing himself to the limit. He does have a Fairy Fire left, but...
The thing is, these limit trades, you are more than happy to make this exchange if you're the one winning out this hard in the CS. Because you shove the wave in, you get water runes, you can make it up elsewhere. As long as you don't feed that kill away, you're super happy.
He's going to go for the bounty rune and then the 4-minute water rune. So he's pretty much going to get right back up to full HP, full mana.
I mean, the Tide and the Storm having a good start here for Talon is what they want. I think the Slark can catch up. His lane probably looks the hardest. Techie's Beast, very strong lane here. Also, no axes for Miero. Just opting for the 0-2-1 core build. Not something we've seen in a long time.
Yeah, I would have thought with the techies harassment, you would want to throw out the axes constantly and try and kill the Slark.
I mean, the boars are still very strong in the lanes where you don't have an answer to them, and this is one of those lanes. How the hell does Rubik's Slark kill the boar? There's no way you kill the boar, especially 2. And you get extra attack speed and move slow. Attack speed, nice for the Slark. The move speed slow, nice to set up the Rubik's spell. So I don't actually mind this. This is some forgotten technology in the age of the Axe Beast. But boars are back on the menu.
Whoa, Q going in deep, but Solo really committing to be able to get this kill. It's not first blood either, so it's even if he could get it, maybe not worth it.
This is one of those points in the Lich lane where you kind of just want to trade out and come back. Give solo XP to Ramses off your death.
Sure.
Even when Solo wants to die, he will not find it. Some irony there. Makoto is almost a level ahead of Kiyotaka. Will definitely
oh, that was a close call, but Ollie gets him just before Antares lands the blast off there.
Very nice. Wasting a lot of the Techies mana. Does have stick charges on Ollie, so can bait it out. Makoto.
Oh, the slight. It popped on the creep, so he ended up dodging the Remnant laid out.
That's level 6 for Makoto, though. They're going to refill the bottle here. He might just jump Kiyotaka. I don't know if Kiyotaka's going to be ready for the refill. Oh, it got backpacked. You can't use it.
Uh-oh. Well, they're going to go for it anyway. Disruption into the Remnant. Again, trying to use the Slight. He's got a Flame Guard, too. And TP rotations coming in. Makoto probably have to use the... Oh, okay. He's going to go into this one. He's really going to try for it. Kiyotaka is low, but he does manage to kill him. Good read from Makoto.
Well, that TP got canceled. That was Ollie coming in from top. I was going to say, another bottle refill would have been nice. But that illusion will at least get stolen away from Makoto here. But Talon making the most of that mid lane advantage. He built for them on that CS, doubling almost, well, not almost. I mean, he's 1,000 gold ahead of Kiyotaka here in the early game. And this is a good playmaker that Talon can play through for the rest of this mid-early game. Storm has guaranteed jumps on all these cores. There's not much turnaround. Wonder if they even go for something like a fast Orchid. That used to be the play when you got this far ahead on Storm. Create the kill threat that's just guaranteed.
Sure, against Morphling, it has added value. I can see
Morph
that.
Ember, even the 2 supports here. It's pretty nice in the fights.
Techies is actually super annoying, right? Because he has the taser that stops all your right clicks. So, do you silence him?
Interesting decision for Makoto. I don't think it's been the standard Storm first item.
No, I haven't seen one in a really long time.
Though we also haven't seen a lot of Storms have this kind of start. Well, maybe that influences it. Still, what's going well for 9 Pandas is that offlane. As Miro has shut down 23 pretty hard in this laning phase compared to Ramses, who is well ahead of his counterpart. And absolutely free farming down here. They'll try and turn up the aggression, but it gets turned around.
Does have a lot of Shadow Poison stacks on him, so Ramses does need to be a bit careful of not going and morphing too far down. Can he get him with another? Ooh, nice stun from Ramses. Well timed to stop the anchor smash that might have been able to kill the Lich.
It's gonna be close. I don't think it was enough, but that Lich has got brittle bones.
But pretty much once again, like 23 Savage is expecting a rough lane.
Yes.
And now he's level 6. Like, I saw the fact they gave him solo experience a lot of time. Ollie was outside of the lane a lot. So 23 already has that regen factor coming in. He's going to start farming a lot better, I would assume. Jeez.
Trying to force the ult out, but not enough damage to get the threat. And yeah, I think this is another one of those lanes where if you're Talon, you're kind of happy with that outcome. Getting 23-6 without a death and OKCS here versus a Beast Techies lane when you have a Rubik 5 that's offering basically nothing but pulls, you're pretty happy with that outcome. So now it's just a question of playing through the Storm advantage you have, and 9 Pandas trying to farm up their Morph and get their Ember back in this game. Regen Rune did go to Makoto, by the way. That is why he is zipping around.
Yeah,
nice
he also took the hard camp stack that Antares has started stacking up for the Beastmaster, so there's not even a little bit of extra farm there for the offlaner.
He is going to be very fat on this Storm Spirit. Double hard camp stack going his way. 70 CS at 9 minutes, plus a kill.
So again, the question is, what does he do after this build? Is he going to go a more normal Witchblade? Could he go for the risky Orchid? He thinks about Kaya. A lot of very important decisions.
I feel like it's just Kaya Sange Witchblade build here. But if you're going to go that, maybe you go the Witchblade first. You could also go Kaya Sange Orchid. It's not the worst. You will opt for the Witchblade here. All right, I don't mind that. Honestly, I don't really care what items he goes as long as he remains active and building momentum for his team with the starting set.
And it is going to be the Meteor Hammer for Jabs, and he does get the first swing of it off against Ramses before the stun.
Gave him a little poke, says, what's up? This tower's going down. That's why Makoto's here.
Ravage, not well timed at all, Jabs. He wanted the instant stun off of the disruption. I get it. But that wasn't even a close Ravage.
Man, Jabs is like the weirdest player of all time. Every time I watch him, there's some weird stuff that happens. It's just...
I just knew he was going to go Meteor Hammer, too. Something about this.
Oh, there's nothing wrong with the hammer. You had a decent lane phase. You get the tower off it. Now he'll go mid, start hammering that up.
Yeah, it's more so just like, I think 90% of the offlaners in this tournament would not go Meteor Hammer. That's why Jabs has to go, you know?
It's true. The ultimate hipster. Solon level 4 Flame Guard. That is a nice spell to have this early in the game. As the Ancient stacks continue to roll in from Q over here. Jabs will go and clean those up. He's a happy little watermelon. Something else the hammer is decently good at here. If you get the stack priority, then it really pays off in terms of efficiency.
Man, and it also means your aura item is still going to come online pretty early, right?
Yeah, that's why I don't ever really mind the hammer on Tide if you have a good laning phase, because it basically just pays for itself. It's just you do want to get the value out of it with the tower hits. And if you're behind, I think this item becomes very bad. Well, you clean all of those. Wow. What a start.
Good for him. And now he's going to start sieging the mid tower. So you can look forward to that, Kiyotaka. This is not going to be an Orb of Corrosion Ember Spirit who chips away at the mid tower like we very often see. And part of the reason why Ember Spirits have gone off to such a flying start every single game is they win their lane matchup and then they take the tower. Then they're super far ahead net worth. They start running around using that net worth advantage to kill heroes, and it just snowballs from there. But here, this is going to be shut down very early on.
And there's room for Jabs to be aggressive on this mid tower because 9 Pandas are just farming up. You have Miro clearing through his own Ancient stack right now. Not as fast, but it's pretty damn fast as he maxed the axes after that level 2 boar. There's just a lot of farming going on in this game. Very quiet. 0 kills from 9 Pandas. This might be the quietest game we've seen from them all tournament. Usually it's solo running around, killing people through the gates. You have a very aggressive support duo. The cores are just running at each other. Kiyotaka is one of the highest killers we've seen in the last couple of years. They're sitting on a goose egg.
That has to be bad, right? I mean, if your entire idea of how you've played so far in this tournament, you swerve like that, you're getting shut down early when normally you're very reliant on that early game momentum. And I would say draft-wise, they also don't want to be too slow either.
It doesn't feel great right now because I think you're giving a lot of space to Talon. Mikoto's getting a bunch of runes here. It's a really good Tidehunter game once he gets the auras up and he's farmed. And I think Slark can carry this game, right? I don't think the 9 Pandas cores are threatening Slark too much in the late game outside the Morphling. I also just think Talon tend to win the games that go really late. I think that's their wheelhouse. 9 Pandas are also a great late game team. But you're tempting fate here, just like game 1 where you gave that Phantom Lancer pick. You are very much tempting fate, my friends.
They're a great late game team, but their confidence may be a little bit shook after losing to Team Spirit.
It's very true as well.
Now they lost game 1 to Talon as well. They may be a good late game team, but maybe they're not good enough.
And also, the SEA late game is different from the other late games. It's chaotic.
You're entering into a whole different world of madness.
You can't understand it. You can't comprehend it. like a Lovecraft novel. You stare into the SEA Dota, it stares back. Ravage from Jabs, but it won't hit.
Tentacle didn't hit? How? Well, I think they're still going to get him, so that's fine. Primal Roar even going to be used, so take that out of the equation for a little bit.
Yeah, it's just a zoning Ravage right there.
Sure.
I mean, sometimes the tentacle is just not long enough, Cap. I know you've been there of all people. It's a rough life.
What?
See, Jabs agrees with me.
I didn't get it. Can you explain?
No, I think we'll leave that one to the audience. I almost choked on my water.
Oh man, this is gonna be some fair. Antares is gonna go for a Glimmer Cape, and he's gonna need it too because I was just looking at all the magic damage ramping up from the Storm Spirit. Shadowed. Oh, telekinesis before he can get up the blast off again. Artaris.
And the hammer.
The hammer's gonna come down on 3. Oh, the stolen blast off. Now it does immediately kill the Rubik. Antares is still not dead. And 9 Pandas might be able to walk away with the 1-for-1. Despite the negative set of events there that happened,
I mean,
the outcome is fine.
23's not at that fight. 23's farming. He's farming up a Storm. Crawling his way back in this game, and they're taking a lot of space away from 9 Pandas. As another hammer connects on Miero. This triangle does not belong to you, son. Talon have invaded it. They have infested it with their tentacles, and they are holding it. They refuse to give those ancients back. Ooh. There's some value.
And then the blast off too, man. So much
Ramsey's
damage.
got low there. He's got to be careful going in these fights on super high agi. The amount of random bursts that come out between the Rubik and the Shadowed even with poison stacks.
Later on, I think kind of an interesting interaction. We don't really talk too much about the Shadow Demon's new ability, Disseminate.
Because it's trash.
It is pretty trash, but at the same time, it does scale. And it is pretty nice against some of these really, really tanky heroes.
I mean, scaling trash is still trash.
Kind of like scales into like, you know, like kind of like a recyclable trash. Kind of like you use it.
You know, 90% of recycling ends up in the landfill.
Well, this is the 10% that doesn't.
That was a made-up statistic. But it sounded convincing.
Honestly, it wouldn't surprise me.
It's probably close.
I've seen enough of those recycle bins that just end up getting thrown into the trash. Anyway, let's focus on lighter things, like how 9 Pandas is
Getting trashed?
getting trashed. No, they're getting recycled.
I mean, this game's not going too bad for him.
Yeah.
They hit their Helm of the Overlord timing here.
They're going to be fine as long as Ramses doesn't die. Everything's going to be A-okay.
Oh, jab.
As long as Kiyotaka doesn't also die.
I mean, as long as the 9 Pandas can keep their cores up,
Yeah.
he's going to remain close. But
Yeah, especially their 1 and 2 position. Everything is, yeah, just as long as the carry and the mid laner are farming. Because as long as they're alive, you can't dive in super deep and
no,
get
there's
more
no way you
support
can
kills.
start picking off 9 Pandas supports once their cores create that brick wall.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So.
Do you want to talk about that Ravage? I mean, that one that was at least like understandable. You know, you got to guarantee that morph kill.
Sure.
I'm fine. I just think it's funny.
Yeah, I mean, it is funny. His like average number of heroes hit per Ravage is like maybe 1, maybe
no,
less
than 1, dude. I think it's like
I mean,
he's like 0.4.
He's had 2 Ravages that haven't hit a hero, right?
Yes, it was that one.
No, the other one hit a
It
hero.
hit a hero. It missed a hero.
Yeah, he just missed the hero he wanted to hit.
Oh, Chain Frost. Not hitting anything.
Look out for that Meteor Hammer.
Almost got him.
He tried. He stole Remnant on Rubik, so he's going to get away. Ramses tried to kill him, but no, now Rams is going to be the one in trouble as he has a lot of Shadow Poison stacks ticking up on him. And now the Slurk
23
cutting in
from
through
behind.
the side. Locks him down with the pounce. It's going to wave out, though. Waveform
Makoto
away.
wants him.
He's chased after him. Makoto
He
gets
gets
him in the end.
Well, that mana pool, way too big for 9 Pandas to deal with. And stolen remnants from Ollie, showing him who the Grand Magus is. He goes in, he gets out. They continue to build the lead up to 5K. It just doesn't feel like they've ever left the triangle this game.
Nope. They just occupied this area, which I don't think 9 Pandas have to play.
No, I feel like they can just go bottom or go to enemy side of the map. They just are running their heads against the brick wall that is Tidehunter right now. And Jabs is laughing it up, man. He's like, keep coming in. Keep coming into my hammer. My Kraken Shell. You have no answer. Just setting up easy team fights and easy jumps for the Storm and the Slark. Another Purge goes out on Kiyotaka. He will have to TP, but he will
he's going
not
to be
make
grabbed. Kiyotaka. He's maybe a little bit too desperate to find this farm. He does manage to get out, though. So, slow down. Gush into the hammer. Telekinesis toss back. Primal Roar going to be used, but Makoto Ravage. It lands. It lands. He got it. Keeping his
those.
1 hero per Ravage.
He's up in the average. And they'll get the Helm of the Overlord creep. Plus 250 on the Ice Shaman as he melts into the ground.
Now he's got a Blink Dagger on Jab, surely.
And we're back into the triangle. It's just like we never left. 23 gets to control the other side of the map.
Yeah, I guess if you, you have to stop 23, right? If you can't play in the triangle, you have to stop what this carry's doing down here.
Yeah, but you don't have any answers to Slark in this game. You have no real catch for him. Your core matchups are not great. 23 is invincible. He has great scouting, very tanky. He's absorbing the areas away from Ramsey's bottom and just crunching 9 Pandas up into that triangle where they just go again and again. And every time they meet that wall that is the Tidehunter and the Storm waiting to jump them.
You know what's funny?
Talon abandoned it, but
I think Talon are talking about it. I think they're like, well, they're gonna, shift up a little bit. They're gonna go to the other side of the map. Surely, they're gonna try and gank 23 Savage. Let's go ahead and meet them.
That's quite a heat map.
It is very impressive.
Yeah, I think they're juking themselves here.
Yeah, they are. 9 Pandas went back to the triangle.
Ramses.
Oh, Ramses is dead.
Double damage. Way too much, and another more steal for Ollie as he will go up to more HP than his Tidehunter. Good luck killing him. You do
Tier
not
2
have much physical.
By 22 minutes as well. Take the outpost.
A very weird game from Talon, but a very successful one so far, as that triangle occupation has yielded great results. And now they have Blink and Pipe online for Jabs. This is when their lineup really hits their stride. Because you can just go in and set up the fight for the Storm Jump, set up the fight for 23, keep his cores alive. 9 Pandas are almost all magic damage at this point in the game. You have no way to punch through this pipe. The extra HP on Ollie plus a Glimmer Cape makes him invincible as well. EHP just went through the roof and an Ags to top it off here for 23. As he continues to just play on his own and farm up all the space that Talon are creating with this 4-man unit. That's the scary part. A lot of these engagements have been 5-on-4, and 9 Pandas still can't win them, but they'll find 4 runes.
Money. Sweet,
Roches.
sweet money.
Are they gonna get here in time?
This is incredibly slow. They re-smoke on the side of 9 Pandas, but the thing is that as slow as it was, 9 Pandas was still too slow to get there.
That was a very long walk. That was your Helm of the Overlord timing with the Granite Golem from Miero. And you're not finding that fight. You're in trouble. And... what?
You know, when I said he got the Blink Dagger, I thought that meant he was going to be hitting more heroes.
Was somebody TPing
with
out?
His Ravages.
I didn't even see any.
Oh, no, it was the Ember Spirit.
Oh, he tried to get the Ember? Okay.
Yeah, he blinked directly on top of Kiyotaka and threw the Ravage.
Okay, well,
Kiyotaka was too close.
I mean, I respect it.
No, I mean, that was reasonable. That was reasonable.
I mean, it'll bring
It
his
is pretty
average
fun.
down, unfortunately. But what can you do? Gotta go for him. Look, I'd rather have my Tide go for the Ravage than not go for the Ravage.
That... I don't think that's always true, but...
You miss every tentacle you don't shoot. That was pretty close, to be fair. I mean, come on. That's a reasonable go. Especially when you're in this position where you don't even need the Ravage to fight. Like, what are they losing here?
That is actually the saddest part, is that 9 Pandas is essentially playing against instead of a Ravage, it's more like an Impale. It's gotten like 1 hero with it every time.
Sometimes that's all you need.
Or 0.
Sometimes good gameplay is just better than good spellcasting, as Talon's map movement has proved too difficult to crack here for 9 Pandas. Cheeky little attempt.
Meanwhile, they're going to go for jabs on the other side of the map, and they might just be able to get him here, but Primal Roar is stolen. Ollie, he's going to get close to the Morphling. He's going to knock him down. Oh, no. Ramses has died so many times in this game.
And another Helm of the Overlord kill on top of some boards. A lot of extra gold every time this happens. Trying to abuse the no Ravage, but it just doesn't matter.
When was the last time you saw Ramses die? 0-4-0. That's his score at 25 minutes.
This is probably the roughest game we've seen for 9 Pandas all tournament.
Yeah.
In terms of their playstyle. Like 1 kill for them at 25 minutes? That is disgusting. This might be Kiyotaka's worst stat line of all his entire career.
Oh God, his kills per game average is just tanking right now.
Yeah, well, welcome to the real world, son. Dota doesn't stay rosy forever. There's always someone waiting out there to shove you down and experience the misery we've all been through.
Well, he's got another tentacle to throw around. Got the shard on Tidehunter. BKB going to be used because the taser was stopping a lot of damage. Antares is pretty tanky though, and he's actually going to lose his Aegis without getting that kill. Now, oh, the Ravage going to be able to land on 4, and he's got the follow-up here. Did he forget about his follow-up? Well, hey, 23 is going to join in on the party, so even if Jabs dies here, which he doesn't yet, the disruption buys a little bit of time. Boy, a lot of ultimates being used right back around the Primal Roar. It got the chain stun off of it, too.
Ramses just getting obliterated by Ollie this game. He has had his number, and he's speed dialing at every fight. 1-800 your ward with no morph, son.
That's too long of a phone.
And Jabs with
what
the
a Ravage.
Redemption Ravage hitting 4. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about, Jabs. Line him up and sink him down with the anchor. He also tanked a hell of a lot of damage here.
Yeah, Chain Frost, Primal Roar.
And think about how long Makoto's waiting to join this, right?
Yeah.
He was on the outskirts that entire time. He's just waiting to see how this fight develops. Didn't want to commit into that Ice Spire, Chain Frost area of effect without knowing if their stun's still available. But once he sees the stun on Ramses, that's all he needs.
Oh, very smart. We do almost have Aghanim Scepter on Ramses. Is that going to change the game significantly?
Definitely helps. Can steal all the attack speed and agility from the Slark and turn into him. It's a big factor here.
Then you get a Ag's Pounce.
Yeah, maybe you can start stealing some stats from Tidehunter. Doesn't sound too bad. I mean, they just need more damage. That's been the biggest problem for them this game. They have some auras on the arrow.
Again, Primal Roar going to be put to use here. Jabs follows up the stun, actually hits Kiyotaka with it as well with the Meteor Hammer follow-up. They do have the Chain Frost bouncing around, but Makoto, he'll run it off thanks to the Haste Rune. 23 gives up on the Morphling kills, goes for Solo instead, who does hop down the cliff, the Force Staff, and stays alive. Still a problem though, Talon continued to hold this triangle, never giving it up to the Pandas.
They do not want to let Pandas get a single Ancient Camp this game. That has been their mission. They continue to kill the Overlord creeps as well, every engagement. Nighttime with a gem on 23. That is also prime Obs Ward hunting season. You're going to have no vision on the map this game. As Talon snatch it all away, and that is an Ags completed for Q. That is a crazy amount of damage between the double purges, double cleanse for his teammates. You're going to have one for the Ember to break him and another for this Morphling in the fight. Also 2 ults that can get rid of this Frost Shield, which has been annoying for the Slark and the Storm when they go in.
are
On
scanning.
your belly and crawl.
Quick smoke.
Grandmaster tier Slark, 23 Savage.
Yeah, this was first phase,
taunting
remember.
Pandas with a first phase Slark pick.
Smoke on smoke. Look like they'll dodge each other. Talon expected the 20th fight in the triangle this game, but 9 Pandas have had enough of that and actually gone bottom. They remember this half of the map exists.
Wait a minute.
It is the new frontiers for a reason. Look at all this space, guys.
Deep space.
Is under attack.
Uncharted territory.
It's just so hard to go in. Like, who do you even want to go on here if you're 9 Pandas? These supports are so damn tanky on the side of Talon. Tidehunter's just sitting there in your face. He's guaranteed to get his spells off this game. You have no way to prevent that. You're not going to be able to start on the Slark, and Makoto has just been waiting
Dire's bottom
to see
tower
his
is
opening
under
here. Picks
attack.
up a shield rune on top of it. You're going to need to force Talon to kind of go into you, maybe bait them in, get them to clump, get off good Chain Frost, multiple slight hits, a good Ag Steal for Ramses, then maybe you can turn that fight around. But in terms of initiating on them, that sounds very difficult.
Well, Slark takes the Lincoln, so good luck to trying to morph steal that.
Yeah, he also has that Depth Shadow as well, so
Yeah.
he can save another target that 9 Pandas want to go on. Counteract that roar. At this point, do you even want to roar somebody?
Yeah, if it gets roared, you're probably getting... The target's going to get disrupted, and then it's going to be depth shrouded.
And then you're going to steal roar, kill
And-
Ramses again.
Yeah. Well,
Radiant's middle
get
tower
close.
is under attack.
you're immediately going to be pounced on, either by the Storm Spirit, the Blink Dagger Tidehunter, the Slark.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
9 Pandas are just trying to push towards these BKBs, which will allow them to commit in the fight. And then at least maybe then when you go on somebody, you can ignore this Ravage for a decent amount of time. There's still a lot waiting for you, but it is a route. Potential team fight victory here. Jab's just going for the Hex. Large item to build up. He's going to be missing some net worth in the next fight, but if he gets there, man, Ember and Morphlin's mobility goes out the window.
Every bit of farm is desperate here. Ramses farming the easy camp and pop the Manta, so his illusions can take the rest because he's so damn scared of being out there. Now, Pandas are going to smoke up. They are going to be playing into a ward, potentially.
Man, Ollie just killed both their obs down here. Very solid dewarding. All the vision once again gone. It's just so hard to make moves when you have 0 wards on the map. A product of Slark and the early gem pickup, but also just Ollie being a boss. 1-1 and 12, 2,500 HP with Glimmer, Force Staff, and that gem purchase. He's had a fantastic game here on the 5 Rubik, proving it's still very much viable.
Tari's going to have to juke this one out for quite some time.
This is another Roshko by Talon without their right clicker. An interesting strategy, as it will take a while, but they will eventually get it. By the way, Hex on Makoto. So they're not even going to need to wait for jabs here. That instant jump disable is there, and that is infinite range. So if you do not pop the BKBs early here on the side of 9 Pandas, you're just gone. If you're Ember or Morph, you get Hexed, see you later, my friend. Which means these initiations are that much more powerful for Talon. Especially with the nighttime vision. It's going to be a nightmare to fight into.
Yeah, if we see Ramses in the next fight, he gets jumped, scythed, and he doesn't even get to use his BKB. I don't know if he's going to stay in the game.
No, he's deleted. It pretty much means 9 Pandas need to go in on somebody or messed up. And yeah, that says how long they were in that triangle, right? Talon
So that's 540 gold each.
That was a lot. That was quite a lot. It's a quick little 2.5K. You get a bounty rune. And you get a bounty.
rune. And everybody gets a bounty rune.
So we'll finish up BKB for Ramses. They have 2 online. They're almost at an Ags for Kiyotaka. He has still found a decent amount of farm, honestly. If you can get to this Ags, it's a lot of damage boost. Maybe you can find the backline of Talon. As tanky as they are, it's just so much HP to cut through, man.
Dire's bottom
There
tower
is
under
so much jump. I don't know how they just get out on the map. Makoto with the scythe, Jabs with the scythe.
You just gotta keep finding little openings, keep scaling in this game. Wait for the opportunity to strike back.
I mean, Kiyotaka is like guaranteed he's going to get picked off eventually because he has to play so aggressively out on the map that eventually he's going to run into a Storm Spirit or a Tidehunter. That scythe is him, and then they're going to get the follow-up there as the Purge is going to be put onto the Ember Spirit while they go for Miro. So they might be able to double up on these kills, or maybe not. Looks like the Beastmaster kill is going to take some time. In fact, they're going to fight around this one. The Ravage cuts in from behind, does manage to clip Solo as well as Miro. So they do manage to get 2 kills for that one.
Ramsey's going in, but he got hexed.
Hits on 3. That was really nice. He instantly dies, though, and the chain stuns start raining in. He died very quickly.
Makoto, he was waiting, he was spam clicking. And that pig gets slaughtered.
He waveformed and instantly got scythed, huh?
Yep. That is what you farmed for. No BKB activated. No Manta activated here.
Man, they gotta go out and win this game with the full 9-second BKB still.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Probably at this point. I don't know what you really do. You still have Aegis on 23. The Hex is coming in for Jabs now, so his is online. This game has just been completely one-sided for Talon. 9pan has found nothing in this game, too. After a valiant comeback from Talon in game 1. Very frustrating series for them. Talon continue to show their prowess, and honestly, just Makoto. I go back to him. Very dominating in the laning performance in both games, setting his team up to have a really strong playmaker to play through, and they just gained so much momentum off them.
After such a promising start at being able to bring down Aster, losing this series, it doesn't take much when half the teams are eliminated for you to be in the bottom 4 and get eliminated at group stage.
23 is just building up the stacks.
Yeah, he's getting massive. Sit in the depth shroud for a little bit, snag the last hit on the tier 3. Now Ramses trying to pounce after him. Disruption. BKB. Okay, he does use it for fear of the follow-up stuns, but he can't actually lock down anything. 23 just pops his ultimate. Okay, maybe they'll be able to fight through the Aegis. Makoto's gonna jump in. Oh, immediately turn around. They do have the Primal Roar. They're gonna kill him. He dies, 23 loses his Aegis. Ooh, 9 Pandas. They do manage to strike back. Jabs, though, is going to come in.
Oh,
Huge disable. That's going to help out. Telekinesis managed to toss 23 Savage away. He's pouncing out. Kiyotaka and Ramses chase after him. 23 Savage comes back into play, though. Pounces onto the Morphling and TP's out with his Depth Shroud. Calls it quits and leaves the gem behind. Leaves Q behind as well. So a massive turnaround here for Pandas.
Strong initiation from Ramses, just going in, trusting that that is the only way they're going to win a fight, and they get the reward. Makoto gets stunned finally in this game off of a clutch roar from Miro, and they have just enough single target burst. No Ravage in that engagement. Otherwise, I think Talon are happy to try and turn that. And they used the disruption on the Morphling when he went in. I think that's just a misplay by Q. I mean, I get, okay, disrupting Morph, you're super happy because then you get Morphling illusions, but then you don't have it defensively. And I think they stacked it on top of the Hex. I think Ramses did get Hexed when he went in. It sounded like it, and they might have just stacked the disruption. Either way, all you have to do is wait out that Morph BKB and be able to re-engage. So disruption being up for your cores is a way to buy time and guarantee that happens. I don't think you need these Morphling illusions.
Makoto jumping back in like that. Pretty unnecessary, I would say. Maybe he felt pressured because 23 was fighting.
Also, maybe he just felt stronger than he was. That was a lot of single target burst through the BKB that came out. 23?
Starts stacking it up once again. Still has the Depth Shroud to work with, and Makoto is back alive here to help. Got the dust on him. Chain Frost will do a small pittance of damage, but nothing major. Run, Miro, run.
I mean, it's back to nighttime. Or I should say, still nighttime. This one, 23 is scariest. They do still have a gem that is getting flown out. 2 jabs right now. So they'll be able to maintain that vision control that is proved very difficult for 9Pandas to break in this game. Who are they giving gem to? They're going to give it to Makoto, so he can see these glimmer capes when he dives in deep. Decent decision here, and they're probably just waiting for next Roche. Kiyotaka can cut some waves. Ramses did get some decent gold off that fight. You're going to need your next items here to contest that objective. I don't think you just want to give this Roshan away. Feels way too deadly.
Something to look out for. Antares is actually pretty damn tanky. 2,300. It's because he has an Aghanim Scepter. And he also chose the Martyr's Plate. So he's going to redirect damage onto himself to try and protect everybody else in the fight.
It's not bad. I'm sure he's happy to give up his life to soak up some damage. He's going to go in there anyway and just plant the sign and hope for the best. This is a powerful Ags in terms of damage output. You take an entire fight into it, you're going to regret it here on Talon's side. Especially the Slark pouncing through. Sometimes you just die pouncing out of this thing. 9Pandas finding some openings here in the late game, bringing that lead down. Coming online with this late game Beastmaster Ember lineup. We have seen Ember win a lot of games this tournament solely based off his late game power. And Kiyotaka is getting there. He might not have the KDA to back it up, but he has the net worth at this point. He is on par with Makoto. That is a scary thought, considering Makoto is 7-1-12.
It's going to be a late Roshan. Antares is going to be able to set up for it, though. It's guaranteed to be on this Radiant side in this window, so...
Defensive fights, way better for 9Pandas here.
Yeah.
They can hold an area. I don't know if Kiyotaka can get here, though.
Oh, they just zip straight through. The Ravage immediately used. They just caught him by surprise, but do they have the damage to be able to beat him down? Because 23 is only just now joining in the fight. He got off his BKB and is going to chase after jabs. Not the easiest target to kill, though.
Kiyotaka on the back line.
Yeah, Kiyotaka is going to work as the Ember Spirit, but so too is 23. With the Slark trying to clean up some of these supports, didn't get any of them and did go through all his defensive abilities here. No Depth Shroud, no ultimate. He needs to get out. The Glimmer Cape will help him do so.
The burst on that Ravage was not even close.
Nope.
There was just no damage follow-up on Ramses. You need the Slark hitting during these impale durations. Otherwise, it feels like you're just wasting the control. These heroes are a lot tankier than those early fights. And I think Talon are lucky that Roche is not up right now, or 9Pandas would be gunning to take that objective down with the big ult on cooldown. They're going to re-poke here with 23, build up some more stacks.
Yeah, after all, he's level 25, so every one of these hits really does matter. It lasts a very long time.
Yeah, he does not have Depth Shroud. He does not have ult right now. This is a dangerous game you're playing.
Radiant's middle tower under attack.
Poking and prodding.
Antares is out of mana here.
Yeah.
Another big factor.
They're running low on resources, trying to hold this ground.
This is an awkward position for 9Pandas as Roche gets delayed because that top wave is also pushed in, so they're taking some building damage. They're going to choose to commit for the fight. I think you have to. You just don't have any mana on Techies. He's getting drained, man.
Yeah, I think he wants to die, honestly. I think he needs to come back off of the buyback. They're going to go into the pit. Makoto pops his BKB, goes to the ledge. That's going to be both the supports down, but they are both going to be able to buy back and TP back in. So that's why Talon are going to be resetting here. They do have to still go into the pit eventually because Ramses is going to do it.
There is a minefield sign potential here, and Ravage is coming up in 15 seconds for Talon. They want to wait for it. They're not going to be able to wait.
They're not going to be able to wait long
Can you
enough.
grab
23
anything?
tries to get in there. The Aegis is going to be able to grab by Kiyotaka. Don't know what 23 grabbed. Looks like nothing.
got
But he's right in the middle
zero.
of everything. His ultimate's up in 3 seconds. They need to be able to buy time, and that's where all it comes in. Toss him out of there. The blast off doesn't land. 23 gets away. Managed to get off his
Ravage back
ultimate.
up.
He turns back into Miro. Now the Ravage is back up. 23 goes into the mines. He goes into the mines. That's a little dangerous, but he does manage to get that kill and pounce away. Kiyotaka chases after him, though. He sees Mikoto with no mana whatsoever. Caught in the corner. Solo's going to drain him of the rest. Pulls him back in. Well, Kiyotaka chases for more.
He wants
goes
them
after
all.
the Rubik. He's going to be able to chase him down as well. With an Aegis, he is free to get any of these hero kills once the Slark is forced away out of the fight.
9 Pandas, they got everything and more off that engagement. Everything off the Roshan, I believe.
Yeah, I guess the only thing unaccounted for was, I don't know where the cheese went.
I think it got insta-popped at some point. But Talon, I mean, you get a Beastmaster buyback,
Dire's bottom tower.
and a Techie's buy and a Lich buy. Now they're going to try and punish it. Overstep by 9
kill onto the
Pandas.
Beastmaster is very nice. They use the Primal Roar onto Jabs, but this is going to be
23
some
has
dieback.
so many stacks.
Oh no, he has built up a serious
60.
amount. And Pandas, they didn't respect this at all. You have to remember, you gave all these stacks for him. He didn't die in the fight, and you also used buybacks. 264 agility.
He is a true god in the form of a fish. Hitting for 500 base damage, picks up a DD.
Oh my God.
Are you kidding me right now?
He's hitting for 900 damage a hit.
This is thrown
Look out.
right here. There's 3 heroes dead for 9 Pandas with no buyback. Talon know this. Kiyotaka has 2 lives, but he does not have a buy of his
Oh my
own.
God, he's doing so much damage to the buildings. Oh no, look out.
Lord have mercy.
Telekinesis, Kiyotaka, what have you done? He got away. He still has that Aegis to work with, but the buildings are falling fast.
Glyph will buy some time against this double damage. But 23, he is going to go back into your tier 4s here for sure. The jump is coming through. More stacks. He requires even higher agility.
That's just going to be the Aegis. Buyback from Ramses, and Solo is almost here. Oh no, Ramses, be careful of getting in range of 23 like that.
Still sitting at plus 63 with 19 permanent. You have to wait out these stacks right now. Do not want to fight.
But I mean, he's going to get megas. You have to fight him. Big 23 is going to keep this going.
Keep in mind, there is a refresher on Jabs right here, so he has double Ravage, double Tentacle, double Hex waiting for you. If you don't have BKBs, you are fish food, and Ramses is on cooldown for 50 seconds here.
We're closing in on the timer where he got most of his stacks.
Yeah, they're starting to wear out. That is a godsend for 9 Pandas. Protect their buildings and protect their lives. Talon looking, Jabs looking for Ramses. No BKB.
Ravage goes out, refresh. Ravage number 2, holding in the Ember Spirit while they can finish off the Morphling. Without the Morphling, this fight is likely already over. The Minefield side's gonna activate here on the side. Kiyotaka has to do all the heavy lifting, and it starts with going for the supports, but he just simply cannot do it. He can get maybe one. Ollie, he's going to be the first one down. Demonic Cleanse going to be put over to Ollie, so he's going to be okay. Scythe Defiance used on Kiyotaka.
Wants Mikoto.
He chases after Mikoto. He'll be able to get him. Yeah, he got him. Nice big kill while 23 ignores the fight entirely. I think this is just a game to him. He's just trying to see if his team can bring down Kiyotaka by themselves. They can't.
You'll get him,
Now
boys.
he's gonna
You'll get
land
him.
A helping hand. BKB. Stretching it on out. He's out of remnants in the slight. No, he couldn't get it off in time. The pound's going to hit him
Does
first.
have buy.
Does have buy,
And
but
so does Mikoto, who's choosing not to use it right here.
I mean,
But there's
Slark
call
has
it.
all the stats again, and they cannot handle this Slark. He is too big, too bad. Little fish packs a big, big punch.